It's Monday, May 24th, and right now on Good Morning Indiana.
And if you look under it, you'll see where our catalytic converter used to be.
Crooks put the brakes on a local organization helping the homeless. Why this type of theft is becoming more common.
This thing is killing too many kids today, and a lot of it. I don't want any other parents to have to suffer like I do.
The number of coronavirus cases continues to go down, but the pandemic is making another health emergency worse. This morning, the steps Indiana is taking to address that issue.
The risk to buying a home without doing your due diligence or protecting yourself is you could end up losing the home.
Plus, a red-hot housing market is leading people to skip inspections to buy homes. Working for you, we're looking at why not doing your due diligence could end up costing you thousands in legal fees or even your home.
From our home here in Studio A in downtown Indianapolis to your home, welcome to Good Morning Indiana. Thank you for starting your day with us. We're following a number of breaking news stories, and of course, this week, by this time, we'll be waking up to an Indy 500 champion. But Todd, I know we have to get through Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we could use a nice dry week heading into Sunday.
Yeah, well,
is that in the forecast?
Yeah, not completely dry, but as long as race day is dry, that's what we really just care about, right, Raphael, to get into Sunday. As far as what's happening right now, as you walk out the door, we're nice and mild once again. Temperatures in the 60s, a 70 on the map still here in Lafayette, 63 in Bloomington, Muncie, currently at 68 degrees. The sky's starting to brighten, and if you were up earlier on Saturday or Sunday morning, you woke to some cloud cover, and you're doing the same thing here this morning. That cloud cover, as soon as the sun gets higher above the horizon, will burn off pretty quickly across the area, and you can see on our satellite picture, but don't think of today as a cloudy day. We'll burn that off. We'll get into the hazy sunshine just like we did over the weekend, and temperature, as soon as we get into that sunshine, will shoot right back up through the 70s into the 80s. This rain stays off to our west. Maybe late in the day tomorrow, a few spotty showers sneak into the forecast, but overall, Tuesday is going to be dry as well. Morning clouds already to 81 degrees by 11 a.m. By 1 p.m., we're looking at a temperature of 84. I think we get up to about 88 today for your high temperature. More on the rest of today, and a look ahead to those rain chances by midweek coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at our traffic now camera, or INDOT traffic camera over here at I-465 and Rockville Road. This is over on the west side of town. You can see the police officer there and the flares on the road directing you out of that right lane. What happened earlier here is we had a vehicle fire that was in the right lane closed as you were traveling in the southbound direction. You can see it's right at the entrance ramp. Looks like the fire or the issue has been put out, but vehicles still there at the scene and the police officer still at the scene. So just use caution as you're heading through that area. It's not causing any delays. Raphael.
Thank you, Lauren, for that. We are following a number of breaking news stories on this Monday morning here on Good Morning Indiana. Police first are investigating a pedestrian hit on the city's west side. That's the first breaking news story. The other, a deadly shooting outside a downtown hotel in the heart of our city. Our Troy Washington is tracking the latest developments this morning. Troy, what can you tell us? What's happening there right now?
Good morning, Raphael. Right now, there is yellow tape up and flashing red and blue lights behind me. This all took place around 1 a.m. right here at the Fairfield Inn and Suites, right in the heart of downtown. Just to put this in perspective for you, this is a highly traveled area by a lot of tourists in the area. This is less than a mile away from Victory Field. That's walking distance, and across the street from the State Museum, and just a block away from the State House. Now, investigators are on the scene because we do have 4 shot, 2 dead, and we do have 2 who are seriously injured. Now, they say that the shooting took place right outside of the hotel, but the woman tried to go inside to get help, perhaps. Now, we are hearing from investigators. They're talking with witnesses. They're reviewing the video and just hoping to learn more about what took place here. Now, earlier we did talk to Lawrence Wheeler, Captain Lawrence Wheeler with IMPD, and he says this is just not the norm downtown.
We usually don't really have that much crime at the hotels downtown. They're very safe. We usually don't have any events. We were going to find out why this happened and what the issue was.
Now, biggest question that investigators are looking for here, what happened and why did it happen? Of course, we'll continue to do our digging and bring you the latest. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington. WRTV.
Troy, thank you so much for that report. Also breaking this morning, a pedestrian is in critical condition after being hit by a vehicle on the west side. It happened just before 2:30 on West 16th Street and Kessler Boulevard North Drive. Police officers believe the person was crossing the road when they were struck. The vehicle that was involved left from the scene.
And this morning, police are investigating a shooting that left 2 people hurt on the north side. Police heard shots fired at an apartment building on Browse Avenue around 11:45. 2 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say gunfire also hit a gas line near a building, which caused a small leak. Raphael?
The violence extends north of Indianapolis. New this morning, authorities are also investigating a shooting that left 3 people dead. This happening in Miami County, at least 2 hours north of Indianapolis. Overnight, state police announcing the arrest of a 25-year-old man in connection with those deaths. Investigators say the shooting happened back on May the 16th at a home in Peru. Police say a family member asked the sheriff's office to check on the home back on May the 21st. When police arrived, officers say they found 27-year-old Jessica Sizemore, 37-year-old Josiah Hall, and 4-year-old Raylan Sizemore, all dead with gunshot wounds. Investigators say a 2-year-old boy was also found inside the home. He was taken to a local hospital. We are told that he is okay. Now he's with the Department of Child Services. Investigators say that Jessica Sizemore and the suspect had a child together. However, a motive for the shooting has not been released at this hour.
A family is asking the community for their help to bring a killer to justice. Malik Parks' family gathered on Sunday in the 7100 block of Constitution Drive. Parks was found lying there dead on the sidewalk early in the morning on May 8th. So far, police officers have no motive or suspects. Parks' mother says she knows someone out there has the information police need to crack this case. Now she's making a personal plea to her son's killer.
He was only 23 and you took him away from us. I will never be able to see his smile, his laugh, do his hair anymore, do our dance together. We can't do that no more. I won't see him on his birthday. I won't ever see him walk that aisle with his wife. I won't never see my grandkids because you took him away from me. You took him. You took him away from me. So please turn yourself in, or anybody that knows anything about my son's death, please tell it.
If you have any information on this case, please call the Crime Stoppers number. That's 317-262-TIPS.
The time now is 6:07. Let's get to the latest now on this ongoing pandemic and its impact on our state. This morning, a positive note. The State Department of Health reports no new coronavirus deaths. The last time health officials reported no new deaths in a single day was back on April 4th. Health officials also report 565 new cases of the virus. The number of daily cases has remained below 1,000 since May 8th. This morning, more than 2.4 million Hoosiers are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Raphael?
And Lord, if you haven't gotten your COVID-19 vaccine just yet, you can get vaccinated today. An easy place to go is the Indy car parking lot that's right across from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Johnson & Johnson and the Pfizer vaccines will be given from 9 this morning until 7 this evening. Remember that kids as young as 12 are now eligible for the Pfizer vaccine. You can walk in to the clinic or make an appointment online. You know the website, ourshot.in.gov, or by calling 211.
Time now is 6:08. WRTV Investigates is examining the ways the pandemic continues to impact Hoosiers. While the virus itself killed thousands of people across the state, the crisis is also blamed for making another health emergency even worse. Overdoses in Indiana skyrocketed by 50% in 2020. Matt Gonzalez lost his cousin Taylor to an overdose during the pandemic. He says Taylor struggled with a substance use disorder since he was a teenager, but he was doing well in recent years.
You may have a stereotypical image in your mind of what an addict is, and I mean, he wasn't that. He was healthy, he was vibrant, he was incredibly social and outgoing.
Matt says Taylor exercised every day and had a great job at a restaurant. When businesses were forced to close early in the pandemic, he lost his job and his outlet of going to the gym.
He had kind of built this, really systematized life that helped him stay safe. And the pandemic, for him and for so many other people, just, ripped that away. And that's when, I think he began to struggle.
Indiana is taking action to address this issue. In May of 2020, the state provided an additional 25,000 doses of naloxone across the state. That's the drug used to reverse an overdose. More recently, Governor Eric Holcomb announced a partnership with the organization Overdose Lifeline to supply all 92 counties with what's called a nalox box. The boxes make naloxone available to anyone 24 hours a day with no interaction required. The kits include 1 dose of naloxone, instructions on how to use it, and referrals to treatment centers.
Well, the foster care system in Indiana being pushed to its limits. New this morning, we're taking a look at how you can help even if you can't foster a child.
And plus, nearly 200 American flags now line a local courthouse lawn. Take a look. New this morning, I'll introduce you to the group behind this moving Memorial Day display. But first, your local forecast on this Monday with our Tad Clausen. Hey, good morning, TK.
Raphael, good morning to you. Happy Monday, everybody. We're going to carry the warm weather over from the weekend into our new work week here, as temperatures will be approaching 90 degrees once again today and tomorrow. But then some changes start to head our way. You noticed a cool down heading into the weekend. That's the result of a cold front and some rain heading our way. We'll break down the week ahead for you coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back at 6:14. Take a look here at our INDOT traffic camera on the west side of town. We still have a vehicle fire. That crews are working there. A lane still blocked. It looks like it is the right shoulder at this time, right at the entrance ramp to southbound I-465 at Rockville Road. So just use caution. Stay over a lane if you can. Scoot to the left and travel a little bit slower as you're heading in that southbound direction on the west side. So this Memorial Day weekend, the nation will pause to remember the men and women who died in military service.
And of course, in their honor, we'll see many public displays across Indiana. While heading to church yesterday, Lauren, I pulled out my iPhone as I met a group behind this annual tradition.
They seem to think I got one of the better eyes for looking at this for some reason. Ready. Looks good.
Vince Frazier has an eye for perfection. This has to be precise and poignant.
Pull it to you a little bit. It leans just a little. There you go.
Good. It's pretty amazing knowing that all of these people made that ultimate sacrifice for our country.
All of that on display on the front lawn of the Johnson County Courthouse.
He helps the American Legion help honor our troops and veterans.
Boy Scouts Troop 228 and American Legion Post 205 in Franklin are behind this annual memorial, recognizing Johnson County's war heroes from World War I and World War II, as well as those who served in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
We will never forget, and we mean that, and these type of events are the way we show that.
165 names make up a sincere gesture of remembrance, which is respectful and resolute.
There's hope for our nation. I want them to acknowledge that these men paid the ultimate sacrifice to give them that hope. And I want them to be able to spend time with their families, and that's what these 165 men wanted. They wanted them to be able to do the things that are promised and guaranteed them.
A shout out to Vince, who you met at the top of the story, and all of the group leaders. They kind of stressed me out because it was their job to make sure that the entire display was spaced out correctly and looks good. In fact, it looks fantastic, gentlemen. That display will be to be seen by all who drive by the Johnson County Courthouse for the next 2 weeks. My one regret, Todd, is that the Boy Scouts were not selling popcorn, because that would have made my Sunday morning even more perfect beyond watching that amazing display. But maybe next year they'll bring out the popcorn and I'll buy cheddar and caramel and all that good stuff.
All right, there's always next year, Raphael. But yeah, that was a great piece. Thank you for that. As you walk out the door here this morning, we're talking about warmth once again with quiet conditions. A little bit of cloud cover out there, which you'll see online live drive that I can see just below me there. And that cloud cover is going to burn off very, very quickly once the sun gets higher above the horizon. So it's a mild start with some clouds, partly sunny this afternoon with some hazy sunshine, and back up into the 80s easily once again later on today with high temperatures. Potentially today the warmest that they've been all year, topping yesterday when we got up to 86. 67 in Martinsville right now. Peru is at 69, 65 in Greenfield, 62 in Crawfordsville. It's a great morning to get out there and walk your favorite four-legged friend. Featured dog of the day today is a Luna, sent in by Caitlin in the Mapleton Fall Creek area here in Indy. So say hi to Luna as we see her walking along the streets there. Temperatures in the 60s this morning, quickly through the 70s. Already by 10 a.m. we're at 78 degrees. By 11 we're into the low 80s. In your noon hour, already looking at a temperature right around 83 degrees. And here's that cloud cover. That's kind of around this morning, but this will kind of just drift through the area very, very quickly, and then we'll get back into that hazy sunshine. Plus, as I mentioned, the sun will burn the cloud cover off. And here's where our high temperatures are going today. 87 Frankfort, Kokomo, 86 in Logansport, Petersburg, 88 degrees for your high. Same for Indy as well as Martinsville. 89 rather in Shelbyville, 88 in Crawfordsville, and then 89 Columbus down to Seymour over towards the Bloomington area. So it's going to be a very warm day for us. If we can get above that 86 degree number, that will make today the warmest day of the year. Temperatures will cool off only slowly into the 70s as the sun sets later on this evening. And then for the day tomorrow, really it's almost basically, at least during the daytime hours, the same as today. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, temperatures into the mid to upper 80s. Now the difference is tomorrow, as we work our way into the evening hours, there will be the chance of some spotty showers. There's no threat of any rainfall today. Again, these showers will be very spotty across the area. Nothing really to write home about or worry about. But once we go into Wednesday, a front comes through, so there's a little better chance of some rain showers. But even Wednesday is not going to be a complete washout for us. I think actually once we get into Friday, not that it's a washout, but that's probably the best day to see more widespread shower activity, because that's the day the cold front makes its way through the area. So we're in the 80s until Friday, and then much cooler as we head into the weekend. Right now, it looks like plenty of sunshine on a Sunday with a high temperature for race day of 77 degrees. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We do have our live drive vehicle out monitoring your commute on this Monday morning. Right now, photographer Shay Goodpaster is traveling eastbound on Interstate 70 near State Road 9 out in Hancock County. You can see traffic here is traveling smoothly, pretty quiet out that way. We'll continue to keep you updated on any crashes or delays, but a beautiful morning for your Monday morning commute, Megan.
All right, Lauren, thank you so much. After 2 drama-filled days of qualifying, the field of 33 is finally set. This morning, hear from the driver leading the pack to the green flag.
Plus, you've waited all morning for this. Right now is your chance, yes, you, right there, to win a family 4-pack to Holiday World and Splashing Safari. It's a great place to visit. All you have to do is be caller number 6. The number is on your screen, 317-269-1459. Good luck. Good morning, Indiana. We'll be right back after this. We are less than a week away from the Indianapolis 500. Let that sink in, right? Less than a week. We're excited. And this morning, the field of 33 is, of course, set. Scott Dixon will be on the pole position this upcoming Sunday. This isn't Dixon's first time leading the field to the green flag. In fact, Dixon has started in the top spot 3 other times, tying other contenders, including A.J. Foyt and Elio Castroneves, for the second most poles in 500 history.
Yeah, huge thank you to all the fans. Like, this is what this sport's about, and this is what Indianapolis is about, is, you know, laying this thing on the line. That was sketchy. I could see they were making some adjustments to the car before I rolled out. Nobody told me anything. I told, Cannon I didn't want to hear about it. It was pretty loose. The last lap, I was hoping that I was going to make it through turn 3. I kind of turned in a little too early, but how's that, boss?
Pretty damn good.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dixon will be joined by 2 of the youngest IndyCar drivers in Colton Herta and Renus VK. 20-year-old VK is the youngest front row starter in the history of the Indianapolis 500. Lauren?
Well, Raphael, it wasn't all about that pole position at IMS on Sunday. The day started out with a little drama as 5 drivers fought out for the field's final 3 starting positions. Sage Karam, Will Power, Simona De Silvestro, Charlie Kimball, and rookie R.C. Enerson all hoping to start in the 500. Power brushed the wall in turn 2, but held on to make the field. He'll start 32nd. De Silvestro and the mostly women-led Peretta Autosport team will start 33rd. Enerson and Kimball are currently out of the Indy 500 field. Now we just gotta wait till next Sunday and hope that we have clear skies, Todd.
You know, we're hoping for it. It's the most important forecast in Indianapolis throughout the entire year, it seems. It's definitely going to be cooler, and right now it's looking dry, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't change. Outside right now, just like the past couple mornings, we are waking up to quite a bit of cloud cover across the area. This cloud cover, that'll burn off pretty quickly as soon as the sun, again, continues to get higher in the sky. 68 in Muncie right now, 66 is the current temperature in the metro area. And as we go throughout the day, high temperatures anywhere from about 86 to 89 degrees for your high. Our normal high is 76. So we're still going to be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than that in many locations. So drink plenty of water. Wear that sunscreen if you're going to be out and about for an extended period of time. We'll talk more about the changes that are going to be heading our way by midweek. Those changes include rain returning to the forecast, as well as some cooler temperatures. It's all in Maine weather in the next half hour. Megan.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. If you're trying to buy or sell a home, you know how competitive the market is right now. Well, as a result, many buyers are taking homes as is with no inspections or contingencies. Working for you, our John Mattery shares one couple's nightmare story after doing just that, so you don't waste your money.
The housing market is so hot right now that some buyers are dropping contingencies and inspections just to win a house. But one couple learned why that can be a bad idea. Scott and Lori Hill recently found their dream home, but to win the house, they purchased it as is, a decision now costing them a fortune.
The risk to buying a home without doing your due diligence or protecting yourself is you could end up losing the home that you are killing yourself to get.
They've spent tens of thousands of dollars on repairs, including rebuilding this Riverview deck.
We were okay with that because we loved this house and we were super excited about it. What we didn't expect were legal fees.
Over $100,000 in attorney fees so far over a decades-old property line dispute. Realtors say buying without inspections or contingencies is especially risky with older homes where you could find you're dealing with termites, water damage, or, like in Lori's case, long-running property disputes.
If you don't do an inspection, you can end up with huge bills that you weren't expecting.
But realtors Steve and Denise Taylor told me many people are doing that in multiple offer situations.
Especially when it's going into multiples, most people are waiving the inspections.
They're waiving inspections and they're waiving appraisals.
So don't let this happen to you. Work with a licensed realtor. Have a real estate attorney look over the contract. Do an inspection anyway. It may allow you to back out. And purchase title insurance in case someone else tries to claim your land.
So go back and get the title insurance. It could help you.
Lori and Scott say they can't even sell their house right now until their land issue is resolved. So just don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery's Good Morning Indiana.
John, thank you. For more cost-saving tips and ideas, visit the money section of our website, WRTV.com.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Monday morning, we continue to follow breaking news from overnight here on WRTV. 2 people are dead, 2 others injured after a shooting at a downtown Indianapolis hotel. The shooting happened just before 1 this morning at the Fairfield Inn that's located on Washington Street, just across from the White River State Park. We'll have a live report with the latest from the scene of the shooting coming up in moments right here on Good Morning Indiana.
Also overnight, police are investigating a shooting that left 2 people hurt on the north side. Police officers heard shots fired at an apartment building on Browse Avenue around 11:45. 2 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Police officers say their injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Officers say the gunfire also hit a gas line in the nearby building, which caused a small leak.
For the second time in less than a month, fire crews had to battle a fire at a Southwest Side recycling plant. That fire started on Sunday at OmniSource, located on South Holt Road. Fire crews tell us that the fire did not cause any major structural damage to the facility. No injuries were reported. Back on April 30th, about 5,000 tons of scrap metal caught fire at this same facility. Here at 6:30, though, I want to thank you for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. And we got to talk to Todd about our forecast as we kick off a brand new work week, Todd. And it was summer-like over the weekend. What can we expect today?
You know, it's going to continue into your Monday and into your Tuesday as temperatures easily back up into the 80s once again this afternoon. In fact, the days are going to be very similar to what we saw over the weekend. The only difference is I think today at least potentially a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. We're starting off with a little bit of that haze, some of that cloud cover that's out there, but just like we did during the day yesterday and even on Saturday to an extent, just give it a little bit of time here and we'll burn that off very, very quickly, and we'll get into a lot of sunshine here throughout the day. Temperatures already this morning in the low to mid 60s, even upper 60s there with that 69-degree reading up in the Lafayette area. And you see the clouds on the satellite radar picture. The rain still off to our west. Some of that will try to sneak in here as we work our way into the evening hours tomorrow as this area of high pressure starts to slide off into the Atlantic Ocean. But still today we have the southerly winds, and look what that does to the temperature. We are through the 60s very quickly this morning. In fact, we're through the 70s this morning as well. By the time we get to 11 a.m., already 81 degrees. High temperatures today anywhere from about 86 to 89 degrees, potentially the warmest day of the year. More on the changes heading our way in just a few minutes, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look right now from our live drive vehicle. Our photographer Shay Goodpastor here's in the driver's seat. This is a dash cam view as he travels westbound on I-70 between Greenfield and Mount Comfort Road. You can see traffic is moving along just fine. No delays to slow you down. Pretty quiet Monday morning commute so far, so that is good news. At 6:31, though, we continue to follow breaking news this morning. Gunfire just outside of a downtown Indianapolis hotel, and it's just across the street from White River State Park. Raphael, this left 2 people dead, 2 others in the hospital this morning.
And as you know, our Troy Washington has been live all morning long following every single development as it's come into our newsroom. She's live right now with the latest on this ongoing investigation. Troy, fill us in.
Good morning, Raphael. 4 people shot, 2 dead. Take a look. You can see investigators outside right now in front of the Fairfield Inn and Suites here looking to find some answers as to what happened around 1 a.m. this morning. There were 4 people shot, as we mentioned earlier. 2 have been pronounced dead. We also have 2 who are seriously injured. Now, they say that they received that phone call around 1 a.m., arrived here to find that 4 people were shot outside. It appears the woman went inside of the lobby to try to get help. Now let's take a look at that map. This is all taking place in the heart of downtown. Just to put it in perspective for you, this is less than a mile away from Victory Field. That's walking distance, guys. It's across the street from the State Museum and just a block away from the State House. Now, we did talk to Lawrence Wheeler, Captain Lawrence Wheeler with IMPD, and he says that they are looking at the surveillance video right now, looking for answers.
We are having the homicide detectives go ahead and examine video, talk to witnesses, and try to find out what happened at the hotel. They're doing that right now. We have a lot of evidence. Witnesses are all cooperating.
Now, Captain Wheeler, he did want to reiterate that this type of thing doesn't typically happen downtown. It's typically a quiet area. This area attracts a lot of tourists to our area in the Circle City, and they just want everyone to know that it's still a safe area, and they feel like this may have just been an isolated situation. Now, of course, they are reviewing the video. They're trying to figure out what happened exactly and why it happened. Of course, I'll be out here to bring you the latest. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you so much for that report. And time now is 6:33. Over the past several months, we've shared stories on the rise in people stealing catalytic converters. Well, this week it crippled one group that helps Hoosiers who are facing homelessness. Tad Griffin started Heart and Hands Homeless Outreach in 2017, and every Saturday his team goes to 14 spots around Indy. Together, they serve a warm, homemade meal to neighbors experiencing homelessness. But yesterday, they weren't able to do that. Earlier in the week, they found a van like this. Take take a look. It was lifted up on a jack with the converter missing from underneath. Griffin says it was reported to police, but now they're scrambling to fix it and get back out to the community.
It's no huge organizations at all. I mean, we're all small. Most of our funds, if not all of our funds, come from ourselves and donations from the public.
Right now, Griffin says he's raised about $200 through donations, but he says the total cost to fix this is around $600. So he's hoping that they can raise enough money by next Saturday to start delivering meals once again, Lauren.
Well, it is your chance to get outside and get your vaccine. Next, the community event that organizers hope will lead to safer get-togethers down the road.
And later, this often goes under the radar, Lauren, but it impacts thousands of Hoosier children every single year. We'll show you the story of a Hoosier couple devoting their lives to kids who may not otherwise have a home. That story and much more on this Monday morning, right here on Good Morning, Indiana.
Welcome back. Now to the latest on COVID-19. And this is a sign from the State Department of Health that the increase in the vaccination rate may finally be working. On Sunday, the department reported 0 new COVID-19 related deaths. And that's the first time no new deaths have been reported on a single day since early April. 565 new COVID-19 cases were also reported. And here's a look at the state's vaccine dashboard. You could see more than 2.4 million Hoosiers are now fully vaccinated. And the reason COVID deaths may be falling is this chart. You can see it right there, that the age groups above the age of 65 years old have a full vaccination rate above 70%, Lauren.
And at 6:38, a free community cookout is happening today. And in addition to serving delicious food, they're hoping to get more Hoosiers vaccinated. Aspire House is partnering with Hendricks Regional Health and Near Northwest to host the cookout and COVID vaccine clinic this afternoon. There's going to be a lot of food, a DJ, and health officials on site to help educate and answer any questions you may have about the vaccines.
Our call out for people is to one vaccinated person bring one unvaccinated person. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what community they're from or anything, but just bring someone along with you so we can help Indianapolis move things along.
The cookout will be held noon to 6 at Aspire House located on Udell Street. They'll be providing Pfizer doses for ages 12 and up, as well as the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Flanner House will do a follow-up event in a few weeks to provide the second Pfizer doses. Raphael.
Governor Eric Holcomb facing more criticism for his decision to withdraw Indiana from those federal programs to provide more money during the unemployment process. The move means that Hoosiers receiving unemployment benefits would not get the extra $300 weekly payments. Union leaders with the AFL-CIO of Indiana say it costs the state nothing to remain in the program, and that they say that this to take it away is cruel. The president of the Labor Union Coalition says that Mr. Holcomb is trying to, quote, coerce Hoosiers into low-paying jobs. On the other side, Governor Holcomb says that the state now has plenty of open jobs for Hoosiers to take. And here are more sobering numbers that could point to longer-term changes in Indiana's workforce. New numbers from the federal government show that Indiana has lost jobs over the past 3 months. The number of jobs filled is going down, even though 65,000 Hoosiers have dropped off the unemployment benefit rolls. That's since March. Economist Mike Hicks at Ball State University says that's why the public should be wary of the state's unemployment rate of 3.9% and that national rate of 6.1%. He says the actual number of people who are not working or who are underemployed is much higher.
Well, many Hoosiers had to take care of their children and work hard, and these are some special parents trying to give a normal life to kids who are not their own. Next, a story for the need for foster families that never seems to end. Todd.
And after a really cool start to the month of May, we've warmed things up over the past couple days. Yesterday, your high temperature, that got up to 86 degrees. Today, we're making the jump up to 88. So that would make today, if we get to 88, the warmest day so far this year. We'll talk about when changes with the cooler weather and rain returns to the forecast coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues here in just a couple minutes.
They're loved and valued for who they are.
doesn't matter the brokenness or trauma that they experience in their life.
More than 400,000 kids across the country are in the foster care system. Right now, those children are in need of a loving home, consistency, and a place to stay, Lauren.
And so new this morning, our own Kelsey Anderson shows us different ways that you can help these kids and the families that care for them. Kelsey, good morning.
Good morning, Lauren. So normally we're working for you, but all this week we're going to be working for youth, showing you the need in our community for foster families to support all of these children who need a place to stay. New this morning, we're introducing you to Brent and Amy Jo Fox, foster parents who adopted 2 young boys. For the Fox family, their big ideas didn't always start with yes.
When our youngest biological daughter was about 6 weeks old, we lived in Ohio at the time. And I just remember we had a conversation in our living room, still having a newborn, just that we felt like God was asking us to step into foster care.
On her 10th birthday, they realized they never answered that calling.
We realized that we had spent a whole decade too afraid to say yes. And so we decided, we've been talking about this for 10 years, and we are either going to jump in and say yes, or we're never going to talk about it again. And so the next day we started the process to be licensed.
Shortly after registering to foster 1 child, 10-month-old Devontae was placed with them. 10 days after that, his biological brother Xavier was born and needed a home too.
We said yes to both. We kind of joke about it now, you know, God has a sense of humor as far as like there was 2 that came.
Soon after fostering, they adopted both Devontae and Xavier.
We were outnumbered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overcoming the fears, they wouldn't be able to handle it. They wouldn't be able to provide. They wouldn't be able to give their 2 daughters their full attention. Realizing now their girls have eyes that see people who are hurting, people who need help, and people who just need family.
It's what they've been able to experience that has given them eyes to see and a heart that beats for people that I don't believe they would have had we continued to say no.
They know now families don't have to start together to end together. Now, Amy, Jo, and Brent, they tell me that they would not have been able to get through that fostering part of their adoption process without the support of their friends, families, and even complete strangers. And that's why now Amy Jo is a Hands of Hope Community Care Director. She leads a team of people who support a foster family, whether it's making meals, babysitting for a night out, or just talking to the foster families. She's giving this to others what meant so much to her when she was fostering.
It's amazing to see just by them saying, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to bring a child into my home, or maybe it's just for not right now, but I want to do something to help. And they stepped into that care community. They're essentially strangers, you know, that became a part of our family story.
So you can get involved right now and fill this need, whether it's signing up to be an adoptive parent, to be a foster parent, or just being a part of one of those care communities. You can learn more on how to serve. They also, with Hands of Hope, they have what they call toe in the water opportunities. That's something as simple as buying a pack of diapers off an Amazon wish list. So to learn more about how you can serve this need here in Indianapolis and across the entire state, head over to handsofhopein.org. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
All right, thank you so much for that report there, Kelsey. As you walk out the door here this morning, you're walking out to a little bit of a high overcast sky once again. Very similar to what we saw the past couple days. We'll burn that cloud cover off very quickly here this morning once the sun gets higher above the horizon. And that will result in our temperatures quickly warming once again today. We'll get into some rain showers midweek and then cooler for race weekend and Memorial Day weekend as temperatures will be dropping back down into the 70s. You can see a little bit of that high cloud cover that's out there right now. Again, that will burn off, and today we will have partly cloudy skies, very similar to yesterday. The temperature, a pair of 6s here in Indianapolis, just a light wind out of southwest at 7 miles per hour. And everybody right now is in the 60s anywhere you go across central Indiana. You can kind of pick your hometown here. 67 in Tipton, 66 in Greenfield, 63 is the current temperature in Bloomington. Now we'll quickly make our way through the 60s this morning and through the 70s. and by the time we get to 11 a.m., we're up to 81 degrees already, 83 degrees by the noon hour, and then high temperatures today will be topping off anywhere between 86 and probably 89 degrees, potentially making today the warmest day we have seen so far this year. Yesterday's high temperature was 86, and the clouds you see on the satellite picture, they're moving through again, combined with that sun coming up, should put us in great shape here by mid-morning with the sunshine around. This rain will stay off to our west, although some of those showers do enter the forecast starting tomorrow. Late in the day, though, most of your Tuesday is going to be completely dry, and here are those high temperatures for the day today. 89 in Columbus and Muncie, about 88 your high temperature today in Indy. Look at the sunsets now after 9 o'clock in the morning. Temperatures going from the 80s down into the 70s, and then for the day tomorrow, it's basically the same as today. Some clouds to start your day. The temperature is right around 70 degrees at 8 a.m. going into the mid 80s tomorrow once again with skies that'll be partly cloudy. The change will arrive tomorrow evening. This is 8:30, and you notice some spotty showers starting to develop. We're not talking about a lot of rainfall here, but showers will be in the forecast, and then they could be a little more widespread as we head into Wednesday morning. There could be a rumble of thunder, but we're not looking at anything significant in the way of rainfall, at least during this work week. Temperatures will still be near 88 tomorrow. Wednesday, those spotty showers and storms, but a lot of dry hours still at 81 degrees. Friday, scattered showers, and that's potentially the wettest day that we have as the cold front comes through. And then look at the temperatures both Saturday and Sunday morning as we get into race morning. Could be in the upper 40s to start, 77 degrees as of right now. I'm keeping the showers out of the forecast. Hopefully that holds true here as we work our way throughout this entire week, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look from our live drive vehicle. You remember you saw Shea Goodpaster on I-70 traveling in towards Mount Comfort Road. Well, now you can see he is here in the Indianapolis area with the skyline there off in a distance. Traffic is traveling up to speed as he's navigating through the downtown area. Again, a reminder this week as you're heading out there, you still have to deal with that North Split closure between the North Split and Washington Street. So just keep that in mind. You can see that guardrail there in place, keeping you out of those far right lanes. We'll continue to keep you updated on this 18-month closure. Raphael.
While Lauren has her eye on traffic, we are keeping an eye on the latest deadly shooting. This one happening right in the heart here of the capital city. More on that in a moment, plus the rest of your top stories on this Monday morning as you can continue to watch Good Morning Indiana.
It is 6:54. Here's a live look at your commute on the south side. The interchange with I-65 and I-465. You can see everything is traveling up to speed at this hour. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout your morning on any delays. Raphael.
Happening right now on Good Morning Indiana on this Monday morning, we continue to follow that breaking news from overnight. 2 people are dead, 2 others injured after a shooting at a downtown Indianapolis hotel. The shooting happened just before 1 this morning at the Fairfield Inn on Washington Street, just across the street from White River State Park. 2 men were found dead at the scene. Another man and a woman were taken to the hospital in serious condition. We will continue, of course, to update this developing story throughout the day right here on WRTV and, of course, on WRTV.com.
Also breaking this morning, a pedestrian is in critical condition after being hit by a vehicle on the west side. It happened just before 2:30 at West 16th Street and Kessler Boulevard North Drive. Police officers believe the person was crossing the road when he or she were struck, and the vehicle involved left the scene. So far, police do not have a description of that vehicle.
A family is asking the community for their help to bring a killer to justice. Malik Parks' family gathered on Sunday at Constitution Drive. Parks was found lying there dead on the sidewalk early in the morning on May 8th. So far, police have no motive or suspects in that case, but if you have any information that can help them, please call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
Indianapolis continuing to celebrate Tamika Catchings and her induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame. During halftime of Sunday's Indiana Fever game, a banner with Tamika's name was raised to the rafters of Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Catchings led the Fever to a WNBA championship back in 2012 and, of course, also won 4 Olympic gold medals with Team USA. Team USA. Go Tamika.
Go Tamika. Well, after a week in which the youth movement appeared to be taking over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, an IndyCar veteran slammed the brakes on it. Six-time IndyCar Series champion Scott Dixon took the top spot for this Sunday's Indianapolis 500. He'll be on the pole for the big race. He won his fourth Indy 500 pole position over 21-year-old Colton Herta by just 3/100ths of a second. Super close there,
Wow.
Todd, but our forecast is far ahead in the numbers, right, with high temperatures.
Yeah, you know, we're going up into the 80s once again. It was an exciting day there at the track yesterday, first with finishing the last row, and then for the Fast 9 shootout, followed by the practice. Lots of people were out there, which was great to see. Wearing their sunscreen, drinking plenty of water, amongst other things. Temperatures today up to 88, same for tomorrow. If we get to 88, it'll be the warmest day so far this year. Some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms on Wednesday. 82 on Thursday with some spotty storms, and then Friday some scattered showers. But you do notice the transition to cooler weather once again for race weekend. Race day, a high of 77.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with the latest news, weather, and traffic updates for you.
And remember, all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV News app. We'll leave you here with a live look at the weather all across central Indiana from our Weather Now cameras. We hope you have